Welcome to our video on melting ice caps, the dire consequences for coastal cities. In the face of alarming climate change, the rapid melting of ice caps in Greenland and Antarctica poses a significant threat to coastal communities around the globe. As sea levels rise, the ramifications extend beyond human habitats, impacting wildlife and vulnerable island nations. Join us as we explore the multifaceted challenges posed by this crisis and examine the pressing need for action. 1. Sea levels are rising. Sea levels are on the rise, and it's not just a distant concern, it's happening right now. The melting ice caps are significantly contributing to this phenomenon, with sea levels increasing by about 3.3 millimeters every year. While this might sound small, it adds up over time, putting coastal cities at an ever-increasing risk of flooding. Imagine if your backyard slowly turned into a swamp, inch by inch. That's what some coastal regions are facing. The creeping rise of water levels means that even a modest storm can lead to disastrous flooding, impacting homes, businesses, and lives. 2. Greenland and Antarctica are melting fast. The ice sheets of Greenland and Antarctica are melting at alarming rates. Greenland alone loses around 279 billion tons of ice annually. To put that in perspective, that's like losing the weight of 770,000 Empire State Buildings every year. Meanwhile, Antarctica isn't far behind, shedding 148 billion tons of ice each year. These massive losses don't just vanish into thin air, they contribute directly to rising sea levels. The more ice that melts, the more water there is to fill the oceans, compounding the risks faced by coastal cities worldwide. 3. Coastal cities are in danger. Cities along the coastlines, such as New York, Miami, and Jakarta, are staring at a potential watery future. These vibrant metropolises, home to millions, are increasingly vulnerable to severe flooding. In fact, projections suggest that Jakarta, Indonesia's bustling capital, could find itself 40% underwater by 2050. Imagine a city where skyscrapers tower above streets turned rivers. The infrastructure we rely on, roads, bridges, subways, could be submerged, disrupting lives and economies in ways we can scarcely imagine. 4. Island nations could disappear. For some nations, rising sea levels pose an existential threat. Low-lying island nations like the Maldives and Tuvalu are at risk of disappearing entirely. These paradises, known for their stunning beaches and unique cultures, face the terrifying prospect of sinking beneath the waves. It's like watching a sandcastle being slowly swallowed by the tide, only this time, its entire country's at stake. The loss of these islands would mean not just a geographical disappearance but also the erasure of communities and cultures. 5. Wildlife is threatened. The melting ice isn't just a human concern. It's a crisis for wildlife too. Animals like polar bears and seals depend on the ice for hunting and survival. As the ice diminishes, these creatures are left with fewer places to find food and raise their young. Picture a polar bear, once the majestic hunter of the icy wilderness, struggling to find solid ground. The cascading effects on the ecosystem are profound, as each species plays a vital role in the balance of nature. 6. Economic costs are rising. The financial implications of rising sea levels are staggering. Flooding and damage to infrastructure could potentially cost the world up to $1 trillion annually by 2050. This isn't just a future problem, it's a looming economic crisis that could strain governments and economies. It's like watching your savings dwindle away with each passing day, knowing you may not have enough for future needs. The costs of repairing damage, relocating communities, and implementing protective measures are immense. 7. Warming accelerates further melting. As the ice melts, a vicious cycle is set into motion. Ice normally reflects sunlight, but with less ice, the oceans absorb more heat. This absorption leads to further warming, accelerating the melting process. It's akin to leaving a snowball in the sun. The warmer it gets, the faster it melts. This feedback loop means that the consequences of melting ice caps are not just immediate but will continue to escalate, affecting weather patterns, sea levels, and global temperatures. 8. Conclusion. The melting of ice caps is not just an environmental issue, it's a multifaceted crisis affecting everything from coastal cities to wildlife and global economies. The stakes are high, and the clock is ticking. This ongoing transformation of our planet demands urgent attention and action to mitigate the dire consequences that are already unfolding.